Hello, Spellblade here, back with another episode of Skyblock 101. This time we're going to be focusing on the ChestShop plugin and how to make a shop on your island. As you can see, we are on the Choicecraft Skyblock server, and behind me is my pet Hobbs. We currently have the pet plugin active, so he will be following us around and meowing at me. I would like to apologize about the long delay between my last video and this one. Every November is National Novel Writing Month, and I participate every year. And my guess is, because of the lack of sleep afterwards, I immediately became ill and lost my voice for a while. I still haven't completely recovered, so you might hear me cough a little bit every so often, clear my throat. I'm well on the recovery, so I should be fine. But winter comes with its own perils. Anyway, we will go ahead. This is my shop. It's not really all that fancy or anything. I have it tucked underneath my golem farm. I like to combine things to conserve space when at all possible. And underneath, as you can see, is my cactus farm. But over here is where we are going to do this demonstration. One of the things that will help you survive on a server is to create shops. Now, initially when you start out, you'll probably only have access to cobblestone and wood, but those are building materials, and building materials tend to always be in demand. Somebody's always going to want them. Other materials that will be in demand are things like redstone, sand, glass for decorative purposes. So when you can get your hands on these things, you have to make a decision whether or not you want to sell them or keep them for yourself for your own builds. For the time being, we're just going to focus on these 3 empty chests here, and we'll show you how to set up a chest for people to buy from you, a chest for people to sell to you, and a chest where you have both options available. It's not that hard. I promise it's really easy, and I'll show you how to get it set up. So this first chest here, we're going to set it up for purchasing cobble. And so you want to go ahead and just skip the first line entirely, because that's where your name goes in. It will automatically fill in your name. Then the second line, you're going to do units of sale. I always just go ahead and sell off a full stack when I set it up. Your third line is how much and what kind of transaction. So if you want somebody buying from you off of this chest, you would do a B, a space, and then however much you want to sell that full stack for. Your last line is what the item is. So in this case, I'm just going to use the general cobblestone because it's really simple, and it'll probably be one of the first signs that you make. So just type that all in, click done, and you will see a message in your chat window that says the shop is successfully created. Now, if the shop is not created, either because there isn't a chest attached in the right spot, or you mistyped the item on the 4th line, the sign will pop off and you'll get a message in the window. And I'll go ahead and show you one of those now. So go with 64 by 64, just like I would do with the cobble, and then just type in some nonsense. And there, we don't have a right item ID. It will also pop off if there isn't a chest nearby. It'll be much the same way, and you'll get a similar looking error, except it'll tell you that it can't find a chest. So now, we'll go ahead and set this one up for selling. be buying items back from players full stack. Put in an S, and then however much you want to sell for. I generally go half of what, or how much they want to sell, they will sell for. I generally go half for what I sell an item for, so if somebody buys cobble from me, it's a full 64, but if they're selling it back to me, I buy it back at a 32. And then just type in cobblestone again, and we have another shop set up. This way, you know, come over, buy some, somebody else comes in, sells some back to me. Now with this third chest, we're going to turn it into a combination, and again, not that difficult, really easy. Leave your first line open, your second line, however many units for either transaction. Then you want to do buy 64, then 32, and you put the S on the very end, and then again you type in whatever it is that you're selling, and you have a buy and sell chest shop. Now if you have an item, and some items on the plugin can be confusing as to what their names are, such as if you put up a sign and you're wanting to sell iron ingots, but instead you just type iron, it will try and guess, but sometimes it will mistake the guess. So you'll end up with it maybe saying iron block or another incorrect, but it will go for whatever it sees it's closest to. So we'll go over here, break this. So type in just plain cobble, and it'll automatically fill in with cobblestone. Now, when you're setting this up, you can also set your sign below the chest. So you can have a chest, you can set your shop up to where you've got, a chest here and a chest up high, and then just put your signs in the middle. You can also do it with double chests, and as long as you have the items in the chests, you can have the signs associated with the double chest selling or capable of buying different items. So you could put the double chest, say, let's find a good spot for it. We'll go right here. Double chest right here. You could have this sign down here, selling cobble. This sign down here, selling stone. Whoops, misspell. There we go. And you could put a sign up here. And then we'll do 2. And as you can see, you can have one double chest be multi-purpose. And so you can actually save a lot of room in your shop this way, just having chests with multi-purpose items in there, or multi-purpose chests, I should say. Now, if you're wanting to sell something, but you don't know what the item ID is, there's 2 ways you can go about looking it up. One is you can actually use the game. I can't remember what the command is, but there's a combination of two keyboard buttons that you can use to hover over the item and see what the item ID is. But keep in mind, with the advent of 1.8, that identification is going to cease to exist. So I'm not sure where the what the direction the plugins are going to take. They might use a similar means of identifying the item as the 1.8 plugin uses, or they might wind up using something entirely different. The next way, at least for the Choicecraft Skyblock server, is to hold the item in your hand and then type item info, and that will give you the shop item information. It will tell you what the item is referred to with the plugin, and it will give you the number that is assigned to it. So this will be a very big help to you when you're setting up your shop, especially if you don't know, because some items have unusual names. Like in the case of your gunpowder drops from creepers, the plugin actually refers to that as sulfur. If you're trying to buy and sell carrots, you can't just put carrot on there, you have to put carrot item, and the same goes for potato, it's potato item. There's different names attached to it, and the same goes with the spawn eggs. You would actually have to have a sign identifying what kind of spawn eggs you might be selling. Now, there's not really much more I can tell you about the plugin information itself. You can also set a sign down here for selling if you've got your chest on a flat piece of flooring, and in this case I put one down for bulk sales on the redstone. In a little tip that you can use to try and keep people in your shop and keep them buying is to set up ender chests. That way they can store items once their inventory is full, and they'll be able to just tuck them inside the ender chest and go home. But you know, as I said earlier, you'll probably start out selling things like cobblestone and wood, which everybody has to start somewhere, and that's usually where it starts. Eventually you'll find your own ways to increase your stock on other items, either through purchasing from other players or through generating your own farms. But it can be a means of increasing your finances and helping yourself to build a larger island, which is the goal on Skyblock, is to have yourself a nice, big and beautiful island. So I think that's going to wrap it up for me. I hope you learned something from this. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give a rating. If you want to see more like it, I ask that you subscribe. If you want to come and pay me a visit, I can be found on the Choicecraft Skyblock server, and the IP to get there would be play.choicecraft.net. If you want to just direct connect to the Skyblock server, it would be skyblock.choicecraft.net. When you come and visit, you find friendly players, some beautiful, amazing islands, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in game.